let's talk about budgeting. Do you feel like you should have one, but just the thought of it is stressful? Well, you've come to the right place. We are going to ditch the complicated spreadsheets and the guilt trips and show you the absolute simplest way to finally get a clear picture of your money. Okay, so first things first, that word budget. For so many of us, it just sounds awful, right? It sounds like a diet for your money where all the fun is off limits. But what if we've been looking at it completely backwards? No, seriously. Think about it for a second. When you hear the word budget, do your shoulders kind of tense up? Do you immediately start thinking about all the things you can't do or all the stuff you're not supposed to buy? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. And that feeling, that's what we're here to completely take apart. We all have these fears. We worry that a budget means restriction, but the reality is it brings clarity. We think it's going to be some insanely complex spreadsheet, but it can be so simple. And maybe the biggest fear of all, that we're going to look at our spending and just feel awful about ourselves. But the goal isn't judgment, not at all. It's just about gathering information. And all of that leads to the single most important idea we're going to talk about today. It's what I like to call the clarity first mindset. Honestly, this is the one thing that can flip the whole idea of budgeting on its head and make it feel, well, not so bad. So what is it? It's really simple. You approach your money with just one goal, to understand where it's going. That's it. There's no judgment, no pressure to change a single thing right now. You can think of it like a fitness tracker for your finances. A Fitbit's first job isn't to shame you into running a marathon. Its only job is to count your steps so you know where you're starting from. This quote just nails it. A map doesn't judge you for being in a certain town, right? It just shows you where you are so you can figure out how to get where you want to go next. And that is exactly what your first budget is for. It's just a map of your financial life. Okay, so we've got the mindset down. Now let's get practical. How do you actually do this? Well, it boils down to a ridiculously simple 3-step plan that you can literally start today. And here's the whole game plan. Number 1, choose your tool. Number 2, track everything. And remember, no judgment. And number 3, review your map. That's the whole shebang. See? No crazy formulas, no scary software. So let's dive in to step 1, choosing your tool. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. The most important rule here is there are no rules. This is all about what works for you. I mean it. You can literally use a $5 notebook and a pen, or, a super basic spreadsheet if you're comfortable with that. There are also a ton of really easy-to-use apps out there. But the key thing to remember is this. The best tool is not the fanciest one. It's the one you'll actually use. All right, now for the most important part of this whole process, the tracking. For just 1 month, that's it, 30 days, you're just an observer. And I'm going to say it again because it's that important. Absolutely no judgment allowed. Your only job is to write down where every dollar goes. That coffee in the morning? Write it down. Your phone bill? Write it down. That random thing you bought online at 11 p.m.? Write it down. The goal here is just awareness. It is not about being perfect. And this is huge. Do not try to change your spending habits this month. Just live your life like you normally do. Because after those 30 days are up, you will finally have the answer to the most powerful question in personal finance. Where does my money actually go? Not where you think it goes or where you hope it goes, but where it really, truly goes. And what you'll find is that all those little transactions start to form a picture, something kind of like this. Suddenly, what felt like chaos starts to make sense. You can see it all laid out. And you might have a real aha moment, like, whoa, 15% of my money is going to fun and subscriptions, and I'm paying for 3 streaming services I haven't watched in months. See? That's clarity. Which brings us to the final and maybe the most empowering step, reviewing your map. You've gathered all this information. Now it's time to just look at it with curiosity, not criticism. So you look for patterns, and you just ask yourself some gentle questions. Things like, does this spending really line up with what's important to me? Or is there anything here that actually surprises me? And just as important, ask yourself, where do I feel really good about my spending? This isn't just about finding what's wrong. It's also about seeing what's right. So you did it for a month. Great. But now what? How do we make sure this isn't just a one-time thing, but something that actually sticks around? Because turning this into a habit is where the real magic happens.
The key is to keep it super simple. We're talking 10 minutes, once a week. Just schedule a little check-in with yourself. And remember, the goal is always progress, never perfection. If you miss a week, who cares? Just pick it back up. This whole thing is a tool that works for you. It is not a test you can fail.
At the end of the day, why are we even doing this? Because the real reward here isn't a perfect spreadsheet or a balanced budget. The real payoff is something much, much bigger. It's about understanding the true value of having this clarity in your life. And here's the bottom line. Most of our stress about money, it comes from the unknown. It's that vague, nagging feeling that you're not quite sure what's going on. Well, clarity is the exact opposite of that anxiety. The moment you shine a light on where your money is going, that fear starts to disappear. What this clarity really gives you is a feeling of control over your own life. It gives you the confidence to make decisions, big or small, from a place of knowledge instead of just guessing. And ultimately, that gives you freedom from so much of that money-related stress we all carry around. So, I'll leave you with this question. What is the first financial mystery that you want to solve? Is it figuring out how much you're really spending on takeout? Is it adding up all those little online purchases? Just pick one thing, get curious, and start there. You've got this.